Hello, farmers. It's Rever here, and I am back for another episode of Vall Farmer Multifruit. And again, we're now on version 3, which added our billboard over there. Not a huge fan of the billboards, as I said before. But if you can guess, maybe, what we might be going to do, I would give you $1. I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's take a real quick look at the map. Catch you up if you forget the last episode. Anyway, we have harvested all of our fields except for this 55, which has this little strip that's still dark green up there. And what I talked about doing, and I still want to do it, is I want to plant wheat in all of these fields, including 55 when we get around to it, because what I want to do is see if the fields are, see the size of each of these fields. And the way we're going to do that is we know the approximate amount that we use to spray to do field 13. So actually I should say field 13 we don't even have to do. We might go ahead with our experiment and plant some barley in that field, because we know that it takes about 50 liters to plant 1,000 square meters. So if we count how much each of these fields cost us to plant in wheat, we will know, pretty close to how big each of the fields is. There are probably other ways to do it, but that's the way I'm choosing to do it. So let me switch my type. Oh yeah, we got a couple new types. So there's barley, and I'm going to refill. Let's turn this guy on. So the big key here is going to be to actually remember what we just did, Oh, you know what, though? Wait a second. I think I may be jumping the gun here. Oops, wrong one. This little guy. Yeah, we didn't spray yet. Oops. Okay, well, I was so excited. I've done that before. So we'll go with our normal. Get out of the, that cat. All right, we'll lower that guy down. We'll just leave him right here for now. Oops, don't jump out. Oop, don't go backwards. And the spraying tank should be over this way. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'd like to get an idea how big each of the fields is, and then that way we can... Whoa. Huh. I didn't notice this in the last episode. Okay, well, that guy's full. So is that a refill area, or what is this? Let's hit F1. It's hard enough to get to this dumb sprayer's trigger point. Turn my head the other way. Now I have a question. I don't see how I'm going to get in between those things. Now, let me lock my view. My question is, if we come over to here, sorry about that. Can we sell that? Oh wait, garage. No. we could buy another one. And that would be a liquid fertilizer tank for $8,500. Put it someplace that no, it can't be placed there. Oops. Can we get it? Let's turn it. Oh, rotate. Yeah. Oh, it is rotating. Can I put it nowhere? Oh, right over there. I don't mind turning the wrong way. Oh, how about over here? Yeah, that's... Let's take a look. Make sure that's not... I don't think that's going to be in the way, right? Still going to be kind of convenient for us. Yeah, I think I can live with that. It's kind of in that bush. There we go. All right. Well, we don't have much money, but there we go. So let's run over there. Let's get rid of that. Oh, we're full anyhow, so that's probably why I didn't see the refill thing. Oops. Well, we're facing this way. Let's just keep going. Let's see. Do we see the refill thing when we... No. I probably just wasted $8,500. Oops. Alright, well, let me just keep going, and eventually things will get better, right? Oh, I didn't pick up bales out of this field? Uh-oh. We're a mess this morning. Well, we. By we, I mean me. Alright, let's lower this guy. And let's lower that. Oops, can't lower that guy. Alright, well, let's go get some more bales, which I guess is good and bad news. We'll get some more money. We don't need any more straw. Is that the only field I didn't pick them up from, or? I thought I was done. Obviously. Captain Obvious, right? Yeah, so let me run around and fast forward and pick up some bales here. And oops, I locked my view. And I will be back when I'm done. Well, there we go. All of that stuff's put away. So let us park this thing again. I don't think it matters which bay we put it in. Let's see if we can get it in this one. Come on. Turn your head. Yeah, pretty close. A little tiny straightening out goes a long way, right? All right, there we go. So now let's get back out there, just like that never happened. I don't know. If I didn't get all the fields, we'll run back and do that again, I guess. Not the end of the world. Oops. My tank's over the other side. Oh, never mind. It's too early in the morning or something. All right. So anyway, by the way, I don't think I mentioned the ultimate goal with figuring out the field sizes. And I think I even saw a list of how big all the fields are somewhere. Was to... All right, let's unfold this guy. I think I'm going to start this way. Yeah, but I do want to get this thing on. And yeah, that looks square, but we got to turn it 90 degrees. And what is our size? That's not the right size. Working with 0, offset 0. And let's just move forward a little. Yeah, there we go. Now I'll be able to see the line when it comes around. There it comes. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there we go. That's pretty much close enough in my opinion. How do we look over there? Pretty reasonable. All right, let's get rid of course play. Yeah, this is probably one of the harder jobs to do. All right. We're just going to plow forward. One of the harder jobs to do with the head tracking. Oh, let's see, I'm messing that up totally. I don't know about totally, but now the game decides to save right at that moment. Now I'm overspraying too much. Yeah, and see, the head tracking just really doesn't want to stay at that angle. There we go. I think we're doing better. Just it's, I kind of have it to where it will. Yeah, see, we're not going to spray that little bit. Hopefully we got everything there. I really don't think I'm doing a very good job here. Yeah, I think I'm going to let that little bit go. I don't think that it's financially feasible. I think you spend more money on spraying than you do on profit for that little bit. If it's half, that's going to, or just close to half even, I think I'll do that, but probably missed a little extra in that corner, but we're not going to worry about it. Now we're spraying into the bushes. Yeah. It's hurting my neck. I was out plowing snow yesterday. So I'm stiff. I'm not a snow plow. I don't shovel for a living, And I shoveled more yesterday than I have in quite a while. All right, there we go. So now we're to the boring part, back and forth, back and forth. So I will hop out of the cab and fast forward and probably spray each of these fields in my normal kind of routine. I did the hard part as far as keeping track of, of where we're spraying there. And I probably didn't need to. Yeah, really, I should have cheated. That red line looks kind of not in the right place. But anyway. Sorry for the disjointed beginning to an episode here. Certainly not my smoothest start ever, that's for sure. All right, well, we'll get these fields sprayed, and I will talk to you when that's done. Or something else that's exciting. think all the spraying is done. Get this last little bit done. Here, let's hop back in the cab for it. Got my head tracker turned off. It's a new thing to mention with head tracking is if you have a lot of snow outside the window. So when the sun, I'm sure if you guys follow my series, you'll know the sun comes in there on Saturday mornings if I'm recording, or usually it's, usually I'm out of here for work earlier than the sun is. But, oops, let's get this. See, it is working fine, but I had to close the shades because this is the first time it snowed significant. Oh, what am I doing? Not B. And apparently there's infrared light that will bounce off of the snow and onto my glasses and cause a little issue. So close the shades, which isn't perfect, but at least it's working for the most part. Actually, I think the sun went back in. It's been like snow showers today. But anyway, you didn't tune in for my weather report at that point. Yes, we had a sleet storm yesterday. Not much of snow, but 5 inches of sleet. It was probably the most sleet I think I've ever seen in one shot. All right, so I think we got everything sprayed. I think was where we were at when we were in-game conversation. We'll go check when we get back here before we put this thing away, but wanted to refresh my own thinking. So we're going to go and plant barley in field 13, which is the one we just sprayed. And we will be able to compare the yield. I'd also be curious to see if the ratio of seeds to yield is the same exact thing for wheat. And really all the crops. Like in other words, if you plant, like we plant 50 liters of seeds per 1,000 meters squared. If we have that same exact ratio, do we get, if we plant, I forget, I can't look at my thing and drive exactly how, or 300 and some for the 6,000 acres, or 6,000 acres, 6,600 meters that field is, meters squared. If we have the same exact amount of seed, we get the same exact yield. And let's just say we plant canola and it only takes 25 seeds. Do we get half of the yield? That's one of my questions we're going to answer. But the main thing we're going to do in the next couple episodes, and let's check this out. I had a phone call while I was doing that, so I jumped to a different screen. All right, it's fruit types, whatever we want. This one, I'm not used to that extra. Yeah, so everything, again, this field's still growing, so we'll have to come back for that. But we got our hay or grass field going. Let me point out something. If I turn on grass and then go to growth, I just sprayed this field when it, you can see it grew one time because otherwise it would just say harvested. And the harvested is definitely turned on. And it didn't put tram lines in there. So, this has grown once since we cut it. And even with these non-care wear tires, it didn't put tram lines in it. So, whatever. Makes me happy, I guess. Let's park this guy over here, I suppose. Yeah, we're pretty good. And we'll drop this. Now, I did something else, too. I was a knucklehead. It was first thing in the morning. Please forgive me. But I couldn't see the refill symbol because the thing was already full, this sprayer. So we went and bought a liquid sprayer and put it down over there. Or, liquid fertilizer bin, another one. And what I decided to do was cheat a tiny bit. And I'll show you what I did. I switched it out. And I put a solid, which I don't think we have up here. At least I haven't noticed it. So this is now a solid fertilizer bin. See the little bag symbol versus the 5-gallon jug symbol? At least that's what I would think of it as. So, yep, we should be able to fill that from here now. So we just filled up the solid seed. Now I probably have some down by the shop that I want to use up. But at this point, what I would like to do, just because it's I was always the kind of kid that, ate my spinach first to get it out of the way. My sister would sit there and push the spinach around the plate to kind of make it look like she ate some of it. Meanwhile, I just ate it, got it out of the way, and then got to the good stuff. I always figured I was more hungry. Things always taste better when you're hungry. And even those things you didn't like so much tasted better. So I just downed those Brussels sprouts or things I didn't particularly care for at the time. And in that light, I'm going to run up to field 13, which is kind of the... Whoa, baby. Oh, what is going on? I don't remember this. Whoa. I mean, I got the big weight on there. I don't remember it being this bad. Well, we'll just have to take it easy. We're going to need a bigger tractor one day, but... And we've got some cows, so that was one of our main goals. I guess I want to get some other animals going too, though, before we go too crazy with spending money. But really it was the cows, because the cows will let us get into the greenhouses. Now that the cows are making poop, we should be able to start ramping up the greenhouse operation. So I'm not going to worry too much about pigs, but we could certainly do some sheep. Sheep are pretty relatively easy, just with grass and water. And we certainly would have that stuff right off the bat. And I think I have a mod in now that lets you just buy a pallet of sugar beets or whatever they are. Which we might just do that too, so we'll see. But that's for another episode at another time. For now, again, I will write down these numbers. I do need to get some gas in this tractor eventually. I guess it's still half full. But I do want to do that. I say that just so I won't forget. So I'm going to write down these numbers. I mean, we know 2,500 and 1,800 when we get started here. And we will, see exactly how many seeds and if that's the same amount that we got for the wheat. And then if it is, do we get the same amount of yield relatively? I mean, again, close enough kind of thing. All right, so let's unfold this and put it down. And let's turn on this. And let's get this going. Let's do an auto adjust and then move this guy all the way over. There we go. I think we're in business. Straighten this guy out just a little bit more. All right, and you know what? I'm sorry. Let me lock that in. I just want to write down 2,500 and 1,800. All right, I can do better once I get started, but there we go. All right, so we got GPS on. Let's turn this bad boy on. Let's lower it back down again. And we are planting some barley. All right, well, we'll see what the results are when we get done. So let me fast forward through the field, and I will talk to you at the end of it. Guys, we're planting this field, and just so you know, it was 334 liters of seeds that we used for wheat, and that would be when we get down to 66, that would be the same exact amount. There you go. So 2166, if you subtract, from 2500, if you subtract 2166, that is 334. Did I hit that tree? That is exactly 334. So you know that the barley uses the same exact amount. And for that reason, on these fields up ahead, let's get in the cab. On these fields up ahead, we could probably do a combination of barley and wheat, because I'm just pretty darn I mean, I know it's probably not the most scientific to plant one barley field and declare it, so that for all time that's the truth, but realistically that number is too close. And that's what I mean. There's a variation in the yield. You can harvest that field twice, but when you plant it, short of almost explainable differences, you use the same amount of seed every single time. And obviously the barley is set up on the same or similar model as the wheat. They seem to be using the same mathematics as far as the seeding goes, and there's the proof. So, but for the sake of good science, maybe we'll stick with the wheat, and then that way nobody can say, "Oh, I'm going too far." That's not what they would say anyhow. But I would have tried a turn, but with this extra weight in the back. So we will get all of these fields planted. Let's change it now so we don't forget. Just like we said, why not? There's no real reason to change it. That barley, I don't think is any better or worse price-wise, as far as I can tell, than the wheat would be. I guess we might as well. Who cares where we start, right? I will get this going again, GPS, and let's go number 6. I guess I put that in there because 56. Load it. Yeah, it's got the double offset. Let's auto adjust it. You know what? Longest, straightest. You can ride across this field. Always want to do your longest, straightest. Again, not that it matters too much with the seeding, because you won't overseed. You won't use seed if it doesn't make sense to. Alright, so let's move this guy over. That looks pretty good. You know what? Now we're going to have a goofy number, aren't we? Alright, so I'm going to put that down. Let me lock that in. Alright, so I need to, because I'm never going to remember this number. Here's my piece of paper. I'm sure you guys can hear that. So start field 56. Seed is 2166. Okay. So we'll see how much seed this takes, and then I will come back when I'm done seeding it. How's that sound? I'm just going to hop right out of the cab. Oop, we're not even close to straight, are we? Let's get straight up. Again, so we'll see. We'll be able to calculate the size of this field based on how much seed we plant. Let's turn it on. All right. Talk to you guys, well, in a minute or so. I guess a couple minutes. All right, let's take a brief pause here, and I don't know why I don't have it open already. That would have been good gaming, wouldn't it, if I had been ready for this. So we had, here, let's turn that thing off so it stops beeping. Matter of fact, let's turn the tractor off. Okay, so using my other computer, I will type in 2166 minus, what do we have, 15979. So we used 587 to do this field. Let me write all this down so I don't forget what it is. 579. So that's 587. And we said we use 50 per thousand. So 50.3 actually. So 587 divided by 50.3 equals 11.67. Close enough anyway. So times that by 1,000. So that means this field is 11,670 meters squared. So just to remind you as to why I'm doing all of that is now, because I know the size of the field, the next time we go to plant something, let's keep moving. Oh, we got to turn the tractor back on. The next time we go to plant something, we're going to know exactly how much yield we got, so we won't have to just plant barley or wheat every time. And if we decide to plant that field of canola, we can find out how much money we made per acre. I keep saying acres, that's because I'm American. Per meter squared or whatever, 1,000 meters squared. Come on, stay out of that guy's field. Does that make sense? So, over the next few episodes, well, many episodes over the next days and weeks in the game, we will figure out exactly how much we can plant and what's the most profitable crop. You know, because it's real easy to think that the most profitable one is the most expensive one, or the one you get the most price from. Let me get out of the tree. Turn this back on. Let's go back down to 1, just because I know that's a good one. Look at that. I'll move it over just a tad. All right, so we can do the same thing in this field. Again, I should write my numbers down. So 51579 F57 . Okay, so we'll do the same thing again for this field, and we'll know how big it is, and then, like I said, that way when we plant something else, we'll have a good idea of what it's, what it's yielding per acre, and that's really, what'll make us the most money is the one that yields the most per acre. I want to just say acre. You guys get the idea. I mean, we could convert that to acres too. All right, well, let me do the math and the same thing for each of these fields. And when I get done planning all 3 of them, I will come back from the fast forward. How's that sound? All right, talk to you guys in a few minutes. We'll listen to some music in the meantime. Alright, the last field is planted. Let's not drive off the cliff into the river. But I want to make sure oops, there we go. I think I got it. I don't want to go much further forward. Alright, let's fold this guy up and turn him off. Just kind of back straight up. And let me write this last number down. And let me do something else here. Alright, anyway. My head tracking seems to be off a little bit. I guess I bumped my thing there. Anyway. Oops, I didn't write that number down. Oops, sorry. Let me turn this so you guys don't have to look at the back. Is that not? Yeah, my head tracker's not locking it. It's not resetting. So sorry about this. Let me write this number down before I forget to. Which is 137. 1317. Okay, so our biggest field is field 54. Oh, come on. I'm going to... Yeah, oh, there we go. Now it locked. I don't understand that. Alright, so now I can look at the spreadsheet kind of as I drive. I'll probably hit something, but... Oh, no, wait. 1317. Sorry. I'm going to stop again. 1810. I'm going to say, how's that field as big as... I made up a little spreadsheet that tells me. So that field was 13,718 meters square. Now I doubt we're quite that accurate, but 13,700, certainly not an unreasonable thing to think. And let's pull up here. I guess we're going to need to harvest field 55, of course, before we can plant it and find out how big that one is. Oops, come on. I want the head tracking on again. There we go. Let's swing around and try to miss this post. Collisions on this. This is a mod, this planner, but there we go. So let's go put this by the plow. There we go. But the tractor's like half the weight now. So you have, here, let's even ride around there. Well, I think I can go this way, right? Let's go around the building this way. I don't ever go this way much. So there you go. So this is the problem with field 55. So let's turn that off. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for that to grow. Probably don't need to, but what the heck. All right, let's hit escape, and I'll zoom in. Let's go through each field in numeric order. So field 13, we kind of knew from the past, was 6,600. I'm just going to round to the hundreds. 6,600 meters squared, and then I've calculated that, let's say, 53 is going to be 13,700, and 54 is 24,200, so that is our biggest field. And then we have field 56 here, and that one is 11,670, which doesn't seem right, does it? Yeah, I mean, it only took 578 seeds. Unless I got my numbers wrong. Let me double check. Yeah, we started out with 12166 and ended up with, it looks bigger than that, doesn't it? I don't know what to say. We'll see. If there's an error, it'll probably stand out at some point in the future. Anyway, then 21,400 for this field, so... But see, to me, that looks about the same size as this. Certainly not half the size, you know? So I'm really questioning what happened there, you know? Yeah. Did I write down the fertilizer amount or something stupid like that? All right, well... And then there might be something wrong with the amount that I wrote down at the end there. I'll go take a look at the video before the next episode. And like I've said before, that's one of the benefits to recording what you do is you can double check things. So anyway, I think I'm going to call it an episode here. I think we got everything planted. Let's just make sure that's true. I was so focused on other things. So I'll probably fast forward time until 55 here grows, which should be pretty soon. And then we'll have to get out there and spray these fields again. If we look at our soil composition, I had it. So we'll spray these 5 fields again, and then that way they'll be fully sprayed, and we'll be good to go. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Take care of yourselves and have a good day. Bye-bye.